Hey, what's up guys, welcome to another video. Today we have a chair from Flujo. This is the Syclone 2023 version. Now this is a gaming chair and it's a pretty big and hefty one. It supports up to 150 kilograms, so it's really well built and pretty heavy in my opinion. Now there is something that's really special about this chair and we'll get into that in just a bit, but first a big thank you to Flujo for sending this out to me for this review. I'll leave all the product links in the description for you to check out. Before we get into the review, I'm going to show you guys how to set this chair up, but if you guys already know how to set up this chair, you can skip ahead to the main review. So the first thing that you'll find inside the box is a setup manual. This will be really helpful for those of you who are setting up a chair for the first time. Next up, you'll find the backrest and the seat bucket. Along with that, a box of tools and of course the armrests. You'll also find the multi-functional tilt mechanism, the wheelbase, the hydraulic piston, some caster wheels, and the side cover for the hinges. To set up this whole chair, we'll start with the wheelbase. Simply push the caster wheels into the wheelbase, aligning each caster to each hole. Next, place the hydraulic piston and the piston sleeve into the center. Once it's done, you can move on to the seat bucket. The first thing we'll do is to install the armrest using the included screws. Next, attach the multi-tilt mechanism onto the seat bucket with the included screws. Next, you have to lift up the entire seat bucket and place it on the piston. Once that's done, you can screw on the side hinges on both sides, followed by attaching the backrest onto these hinges. Last of all, place the hinge covers on and screw them in place. You'll want to make sure that you're using the correct covers for each side. And with that, you're done with the entire setup. Alright, so now for the actual review of this chair. Now, I've been using this chair for a couple of weeks and it does hold up pretty well. I mean, it's a really strong and sturdy chair. It's well built. It's actually pretty heavy, so you might need some friends to help you if you're moving this chair around. But all in all, it's a pretty simple and basic chair. Now, first of all, let's talk about the aesthetics. This comes in two different colors, the Alpine White and the Avante Blue. Now, personally, I chose a white chair, which might not be the greatest in the long run because anything white tends to fade out after a bit, but I thought this color would stand out really well against my black backdrops. But yes, I don't know how long this white will stand out, but from experience, white things usually fade out a bit, so that's something you have to look out for. Now, apart from the appearance, this is a pretty big chair. I am about 86 kilograms and 169 centimeters tall, so a pretty big person in terms of Asian size. So this is pretty big. The one thing that it does not have is seat depth adjustment, so for anyone who's shorter than me, I wouldn't recommend this chair for you. You might want to get a smaller chair. Now let's go through some of the basic functions of this chair. Now first of all, it has a tilt function with a pull of this lever over here. This lever is pretty common if you have owned other gaming chairs before. It kind of resembles like a racing car e-brake kind of handle. So it's conveniently placed on the side here, so it gives you really easy access. And for this chair, it can recline all the way back at 180 degrees. Now this could be pretty useful for taking really short naps, but other than that, it just shows how much range of motion this has in giving you the amount of tilt for your backrest. Apart from that, there are two levers under the seat, one to adjust the seat height and the other to unlock the rocking mechanism, which allows the seat bucket to rock back and forth using a spring. Now there's one thing I really don't like about these levers, and it's their position is just really difficult to reach over these giant armrests to operate them. But then again, you might not be operating these levers too often. Once you get your preferred seat height, you're probably not going to adjust it too much after that. Now let's talk about the main feature of this chair, which what they've developed, they call a 6-directional armrest. Now this armrest does have its up and down adjustment to give you different heights depending on your body size. It also has the in and out movement, so if you have a wider frame, you can adjust it as you like. But the one thing that it does come with is this extra lifting of this front part of the armrest, which gives you a nice position if you're using your mobile phones. Now, not all of us are playing games on our computers anymore. A lot of us are doing it on our phones, even scrolling through social media for long hours. And To my surprise, this actually felt really good. At first, it felt like a gimmick or some kind of marketing trick, but in the end, it actually felt really good to use this, firstly at an angle and firstly having this slight tilt so that I can use my phone at a very comfortable position for long hours. So I think Flujo is heading in a very interesting direction in getting us comfortable in these positions that we might not think twice of, but once we have a comfortable setup, it actually feels really natural and really great to be using it for long hours scrolling through social media. So this is something that's really interesting on this chair, and I'm glad that they've introduced it. The one thing that I do have to say about this armrest that it does not have is the depth adjustment. So some armrests have these depth adjustment that goes forwards and backs so that you can have your armrest more forwards or backwards, but this does not come with it. So maybe in the next iteration, or maybe there are some challenges in adding all these mechanisms all together, but that's just one of my comments for this armrest. Now, in summary, I do think that this chair is pretty basic. It's a basic gaming chair that comes with a niche feature that some of you might really like if you're into mobile gaming, or if you're constantly on your phone, you know, going through social media or creating content on your phone. I think this is something that could really fit your niche, and not many people would find this useful, but for those who do, I think this is something really interesting to try out. Now, that's all I really have to say about this chair. I hope you guys have enjoyed this and found this informative. If you have any other questions, do leave it in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. If not, a big thank you to Flujo again for sending this out to me for this review. It's been really fun trying out this new armrest and this feature, and it's something really unexpected and I'm really surprised by it. But yes, thank you guys for watching. I'll leave all the links in the descriptions for you guys to check out. But if not, I'll see you guys in the next video.